ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्म विद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्म विद्वरम्। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भा शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमा अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परा वन्दे गुरुपरम्परा। ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 ॐ नमः शिवाय। हर नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव शंभो शंकर। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। Who is the blessed person? One who conquered his sense organs, one who became free from the slavery of sense objects, and one who conquered the host of enemies, arrogance, infatuation, extreme likes and dislikes, etc. And one who conquered the Yoga Raja, the kingdom of yoga, having realized the truth, enjoying the spiritual knowledge, and one who is living in the abode of forest and enjoying the company of beloved wife, Paratma Vidya, spiritual knowledge. He is blessed person. In plural we can say they are blessed. In the first sloka of this Dhanyastakam, we have seen the glory and greatness of the knowledge, that which quietens the senses, and that is the worthy of knowing that spiritual knowledge, Upanishad Sunishchitartham, and te dhanyaha bhuvi paramartha nishtiteha. Those who are striving to realize the self, they are blessed indeed in this world, and others are sheshastu brahmanilaye paribhramantaha. Others just they will be wandering in the world of delusion. First, let us chant these two slokas together, then we will move to third sloka. तज्ज्ञानं प्रशमकरं येदिन्द्रियाणां तज्ज्ञेयं यदुपनिषत्सु निश्चितार्थम् ते धन्या भुवि परमार्थनिश्चितेहाः शेषास्तु भ्रमनिलये परिभ्रमन्तः। Second sloka. आदौ विजित्य विषयान् मदमोहराग द्वेषादिशत्रुगणमाहृतयोगराज्याः ज्ञात्वा मतं समनुभूय परात्मविद्या कान्तासुखं वनगृहे विचरन्ति धन्याः. To realize the truth, we need purity of the mind and clarity of the intellect. So, having conquered Vishayan, external sense objects, and inside the negative emotions, raga, dvesha, mada, etc., mind will be prepared to understand in-depth meanings of self-knowledge, Atma Vidya. When mind is ready to receive that knowledge, to absorb in the self, Jnatva matam samanubhuya paratma vidya kantasukam. Then knowledge will be gained and realization of the self will happen. And afterwards, that person will be reveling in his own self, wherever he may be, whatever may be the situation. Internal and external conditions may be changing, but he will be all the time happy, happy, happy. So he is the blessed person. In the third sloka, it is indicated what are the obstacles may arise in the path of pursuing this self-knowledge and how can we overcome them. It is said in third sloka. Repeat after me once this sloka. त्यक्त्वा गृहे रतिमधो गतिहेतुभूता त्यक्त्वा गृहे रतिमधो गतिहेतुभूता आत्मेच्छयोपनिषदर्थरसं पिबन्तः आत्मेच्छयोपनिषदर्थरसं पिबन्तः वीतस्पृहा विषयभोगपदे विरक्ताः वीतस्पृहा विषयभोगपदे विरक्ताः धन्याश्चरन्ति विजनेषु विरक्तसङ्गाः धन्याश्चरन्ति विजनेषु विरक्तसङ्गाः धन्याः blessed people vicharanti they will be living vijaneshu virakta sangaha. We will see first word meaning from the beginning onwards, then we will see at the end of vijaneshu virakta sangaha what is the meaning of these words. First word tektva. Tektva means having given up, having renounced what? Gruhe ratim. Gruha means house, home. Gruhe ratim. Rati means happiness, joy or delight. Gruhe ratim means delight from the house. Taking delight in the house, we can say pleasures, comforts, etc. Tektva gruhe ratim. It may be little bit difficult, but why here it is said, we will see. Here it is not said, give up the house, renounce the home. Here it is said, gruhe ratim tektva. Because that gruha rati will lead to attachment, extreme raga. It will lead to finally sorrow and fear also. So here it is said tektva gruhe ratim, having given a delight in household pleasures, the home. Why we have to give up? In the next word only it is said adhogati hetu bhutam. Adhogati means downfall. Hetu bhutam is the cause. The rati in the house will create downfall. It will become obstacle to pursue the path of knowledge. Tektva gruhe rati madho gati hetu bhuta. What are the inner meanings of this? We will see later on. Move to the next line. Atmecha yopanishadartharasam pibantaha. Is there? We have to break this word. Atma ichchaya. Atma ichchaya. Ichcha means desire. But here this desire is not connected to world. It's not anatma vastu, having desire towards anatma vastu. Here it is said atma ichchaya, with strong desire for the self, having jignasa. Okay. So atma ichchaya Upanishad artha rasam pibantaha. Pibantaha means they drink. Here they means dhanyaha, blessed ones. Blessed people, having renounced the taking delight in the worldly kind of things, they will be happy with self-knowledge. Atma ichchaya. They will be attending satsangs, they will be listening pravachans, they will be studying scriptures for what? To realize the self. Atma ichchaya. It's not just for time pass. Other people also are attending, that's why we are also attending. Not like that. So attending satsangs, studying scriptures, everything meant for realization of the self. Having strong desire to realize that self, Atma Ichchaya, Upanishad Artha Rasam Pibantaha. That word is so beautiful, Pibantaha. Here Pibantaha means drinking. How they will drink? The meanings of Upanishad. Here drinking means it's not through mouth. Here drinking means Sravanananda, through ears. Pibare Ramarasam Rasani Pibare Ramarasam. Here it is said, drink the nectar of Rama. Ramarasam Pibare. How can we drink? It's not literal meaning drinking like that. Means enjoying that. Rama Rasa. So here Upanishad Artha Rasam. What is that Upanishad Artha Rasam? Here Artha Rasa means the nectar of the meanings of the Upanishads. Amrita Swarupam. Upanishads are expounding about our true nature. Jiva Brahma Aikya has been explained in the Upanishads. So when minds become free from the worldly kinds of things, that mind will get ready to receive the self-knowledge, and when listening the Upanishadic statements, it takes a lot of delight in that. Earlier, in ignorant state, mind used to revel in worldly kind of pleasures. But once it will come to know all these things are not going to give permanent happiness, and when mind turn towards higher altar, then each and every word of Upanishad is giving so much joy to that seeker. So blessed people only can enjoy this Upanishad Artha Rasa. Next, Vitas Pruhaha. These blessed people are free from longing, free from craving. Vitas Pruhaha. Vishaya Bhogapati. Towards the host of sense pleasures. They are not at all depending for their happiness upon Vishayas, sense pleasures. Viraktaha, very dispassionate in nature. Viraktaha, they renounced everything. No attachment at all towards worldly objects, people. Dhanyaha, the blessed ones. Cheranti, roam about. They will be wandering. They will be enjoying the wonderful state of realization, and they will be wandering in this world. Vijaneshu. Vijaneshu. Jana means people. Vijaneshu means where the company of people will not be there. Whether people are there or not, they will be happy. So Vijaneshu means in solitary places, we can say. Ekanta Pradesha, peaceful places. Virakta Sangha, no Sangha at all, without attachment to company. Virakta Sangha, for them, no attachment with any person. Now we will see the deeper meanings of this sloka. Okay, from the beginning onwards. Tektva gruhe ratim adogati hetu bhutam. Why here it is said this household pleasures will cause the downfall to that seeker? And why here it is said tektva, having given up? Why we have to renounce all these things? Because all of us generally will be thinking when we are staying at home, when we are having all comforts, and we are gathering so many objects also, when we will be having our own people around us, we feel so happy. Yes. But why here it is said we have to give up that rati in the house? Here we have to understand. Here it is not said you have to give up house. Only taking delight in that we have to give up. Because when we will get too much attached with objects at home, in our house, and when we are having too much attachment with our home, is some people will be saying how they constructed that house and what kind of things used to construct that. And some people, they will be having too much attachment with objects in the house. They will not throw at all, even though that object is useless, but they will not throw. And they will be saying, it's a sentiment for me. It's like, yes. And of course, having attachment with people also. But here it is said, when person's mind is occupied with these thoughts of objects and people and having attachment with that house, mind will not at all be free to think about higher truth. Where person will get time to meditate upon Bhagwan, know about Bhagwan, where he will get time to sit even for 5 minutes for sadhana. Generally, we are seeing from the morning till night how people are just running. So, when we don't take too much delight in worldly kind of things, when that gruha rati has been given up, our mind will become free from all these things and mind can focus on higher kind of thing. And one more thing we have to understand, so many places in this Dhanyastaka, the word used tektva means you have to give up, having given up. And Shankaracharya often using renunciation should be there. By renunciation, you can realize the truth. Why all these things said? Because here giving up means we are not losing anything. Generally, people will be thinking this vairagya, virakta, tektva, renunciation, all these things when they listen. Generally, they think we may lose all kinds of happiness by doing all these things, by following all these things. That's why many people, they are not interested in Vedanta. Very few blessed people only. But all of us, we have to understand what is the intent behind using these kind of words. What is the purpose of saying renunciation is required to realize the truth? Here, vairagya means renunciation means giving up the lower kind of things to get higher kind of things. Please understand. Here, giving up is not giving up something. Here, getting something more greater than earlier one. In our life, if we see from our childhood onwards, in our childhood, our mind is get attached to the games, sports, all the time playing. Of course, studying also little bit. But most of the time, mind will be having inclination towards play, etc. When we grow up, slowly we focus on studies. When we used to play in our childhood days with toys, all those things, when we grow up, slowly we will give up all those things. If we don't do like that, people, they say, are you child or what? Still playing with those toys. Yes. So giving up all other things, means childhood toys, etc., it's not really giving up. We are getting higher than that one, something else. Yes. So in our life also, if we see the stages of life, Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasa. So in all these stages, this word is hidden, renunciation. When we want to move to next stage, we have to renounce earlier stage. Here, renunciation means we are not completely giving up something. We are growing. Please understand this one, growing. So this renunciation is the process of growth. Vairagya is giving us opportunity to get more and higher kind of happiness. Another example, if we take, when we want to study more, when we want to go for higher studies to any other place, we have to give up, we have to renounce our hometown. We may miss our family members and friends, but why person wants to go to another place to study? Even family members also, happily they will send. For a few days it may be difficult, but they say, this is good for you. If you stay here only, you will not get higher studies. So better you will give up everything and go there, stay there. If difficulties are there also, you face them. But you have to study well. Then your life will get settled. Yes, parents are saying like this. So in the same way, here also, in our scriptures, whenever or wherever Mahatmas are suggesting or scriptures are saying, we have to renounce, means earlier kind of way of living should be given up for better way of living, for higher way of living, to get more and more happiness and joy. But in ignorant state, we may not understand why here it is said, Gruhe Ratim Tektva. And Adogati Hetu Bhutam, it is said, this is the cause of downfall. If we take literal meaning, people, they cannot accept also. Why here it is said, this is Adogati Hetu Bhutam, how it is going to cause downfall. Because household life, it's giving so much joy. And every person wants to get own house. People around him, his own people should be there. So the cause of downfall is because of attachment with objects and people, with house. So here it is said, we have to give up that rati, taking too much delight in that one and becoming slaves to that one. Without that, I cannot live. Some people will be there even for one day also. If we call somewhere, You can come and attend this satsang. One day trip only you can come. And they say, how can we come? So many things are there at home. Without me, it's very difficult. If we call them for 5 days or 1 week, what we call camp, satsangs, people will be saying, I cannot step out from the house. And some other people, they say not because of responsibilities. They say because at home, everything is arranged perfectly, comfortable. So they don't want to come out from that comfortable zone. Of course, we need few things we require, but our mind should not get attached to those things. And people generally will be saying, without seeing that person, one day also I cannot stay. Without seeing my grandchildren, I cannot stay. Means mind is too much attached to that object or person. As earlier said, when mind is filled with the thoughts of these worldly objects and people, that kind of mind cannot focus on higher knowledge. It cannot receive. That person may be attending for so many years, but real transformation will not take place in his life. Same person. More and more vasanas will be created. Impressions will be created. So here it is said by Shankaracharya ji, give up or renounce attachment towards anatma vastu, technical term, anatma vastu, that which is impermanent in nature, that which is not self, that which is not going to give you permanent happiness. Please give up. Please renounce. It's not giving up. You will get something else greater than earlier one. You will be more happy. Generally, people will think after giving up everything, what will be there? But when we renounce lower kind of thing, we will get higher thing. In fact, for higher kind of thing only we are giving up inferior kind of thing. Atma Ichchaya. So having renounced attachment with Anatma Vastu, what should be done? We have to get Atma Vastu, the self. So Atma Ichchaya Upanishad Artha Rasam Pibantaha. Having strong desire to realize the self, blessed people, they will Pibantaha, they drink Upanishad Artha Rasam, the wonderful nectar of the meanings of Upanishads. When we study Upanishads, when we will be listening Upanishadic statements, how much happiness, joy, bliss will be there. We cannot compare such kind of joy with worldly kinds of things. See, one person will go to the party or function. For a few hours he will spend there. Before going to the party or after coming from the party, what will be the state of the mind? Mingling with so many kinds of people and doing so many worldly kinds of transactions, what kind of state of the mind of that person? When the same person will attend one satsang, one pravachan in the temple, before going to the pravachan, after attending that satsang and coming back to the home, what will be the state of the mind of that person? So the entire state of the mind will be quite different comparing with when we involve in worldly kinds of things and doing so many worldly kinds of transactions. And if we make our mind to involve in, to observe in devotional kind of activities, spiritual knowledge, how much joy will be there? Please understand. So Dhanya Purushas, blessed people only can take delight in the nectar of the meanings of Upanishads. One word, when it will be, it's open up, revealed, and listening that explanation of the word and taking knowledge in us, in our mind, so much joy will be there. Vitaspruha Vishaya Bhoga Pade Viraktaha. Who are the blessed people? These are the blessed people, those who are Vitaspruhaha Vishaya Bhoga Pade. Vitaspruha. Spruha means longing, craving. Here, spruha for what? Vishaya Bhoga Pade. The sense pleasures. Earlier, whatever experienced by the senses, mind, again and again, if the person wants to get same joy, means same experience, that is called spruha. See, in ignorant state, when that jiva will experience something, individual being will experience something, means seeing, listening, or those impressions will be created in the mind, again and again wants to get the same thing. If it is giving joy and happiness, for example, if that person will go to one beautiful place, after seeing everything, he felt so happy, and in his mind the thought left is, at the end of that program, again I want to come to this place. So after a few days, again the thought will arise in his mind. After 4 days I am going to get holiday, so definitely again I will go to the same place. 10 days back I went there and I have enjoyed thoroughly. So again I will go to that place and I will be happy. So having this thought in his mind is called spruha for that same experience. This is one simple example, and you can understand remaining all other things also. For food, for any kind of other experience. So that mind is asking again and again to want to get that such kind of experience, that is called spruha. Here Vita spruhaha means those who are free from, absolutely free from such kind of longing and craving. These Dhanya Purushas, blessed people, they will be living in the present. Whatever comes to them, just they will experience. And strong desire will not be there. See, generally, whenever our mind gets good thing, again it wants to enjoy, that's okay. But strong kind of desire will not be there in Dhanya Purusha's mind. Blessed people, they will be happy without such kind of experiences also. Because their happiness is not depending upon experiences. And sometimes we will see, even though that person will go to the same place, the experience may not be the same. He may come across other kind of experience, bitter also sometimes. Comparing with earlier experience, it may be bitter, something will happen. And to get such kind of same happiness, to experience that one, how many kind of what you call factors should be there? See, circumstances will not be the same all the time. So that spruha, what it will do, it will occupy the mind. Thoughts will occupy in the mind of that same experience, and it will not allow the mind to think something else. So that's why for the seekers, spruha should not be there. Vita spruhaha vishaya bhoga padi viraktaha. Viraktaha. Next word you can see. Viraktaha means dispassionate. Dispassionate towards objects we can take. See here 3 words you focus. First one is Vita spruhaha. Vita spruhaha means those who are free from longing of the experiences, anubhavas. Okay. And viraktaha means it's connected to objects. Can take. So those who are not attached to the objects. And third word is virakta sangaha. At the end of the sloka, it's given virakta sangaha. Virakta sangaha means sangha, company. Virakta sangaha means those who are not attached to the company of the people. Whether people will be there or not, that person will be happy. So these are the three words. Vita spruhaha, it's connected to experiences. Viraktaha is connected to objects, and virakta sangaha is connected to the people. So mind always will be occupied. The thoughts of experiences, objects, and people. So here it is said those who are blessed people, they are Vita spruhaha Vishaya Bhogapade, not at all longing for sense pleasures, and Viraktaha, dispassionate towards objects. See, sometimes people will be too much attached with that object, lands and properties, etc. How much they struggle in years together, they will fight to get little bit piece of land. You're seeing how many people just they will be wasting their time. This is one example. Objects also sometimes how much they will occupy our mind, and if strong desire is there for the object, that person cannot think about anything else. That desire will be so strong, sometimes person will compromise with values also. He will fall. And the person is not at all ready to give up that object. Other person will be saying, what is there in that one? Just leave it now. But this person says, what do you know about this one? Without this, I cannot live. Holding strong. In our Purana Itihasas, how many stories we have seen? People are too much attached with objects and people, persons. Here it is said, Dhanyaha charanti vijaneshu virakta sangaha. But Dhanya people, blessed people, they will be living, they will be roaming about vijaneshu. Vijaneshu, solitary place. Always they want to be alone. See, there is difference between loneliness and alone. Here it is said that person himself wants to be in Ekanta Pradesha. Generally, people will be happy when they will be having good company. If their beloved person is there, friends, family members, those who are caring, loving, giving respect, then person feels so happy. But here, Dhanyaha, blessed ones, they will be happy in solitary places, and Virakta Sangaha, free from the attachment of company with people. If people are there, they are happy. And if people are not there, also they are happy. So they are not slaves to the people, or we can say they are not slaves to the love and care and respect from the people. And one more thing here we have to understand, in this world, whatever we want to get, most of the time we will not get it. That's why dukkha will be there, sorrow will be there. And Vedanta always saying this, whatever we like and we want to get, give up everything, give up everything. Why here it is said? Because in ignorant state, what you want to get, that is not going to give happiness. Anyway, you want happiness only, na? You can get permanent happiness by giving up all these things. So Vedanta is saying like this. Here, as earlier said, it's not a renunciation. It's not giving up. Here, renunciation means getting higher thing, getting higher happiness. And for these kind of things, we can take so many examples. This Vita Spruha, Virakta and Virakta Sangaha. Great Mahatmas. They have renounced kingdoms. Great Mahatmas. They have renounced worldly name and fame, their wealth, everything. It's just like that. For them, all these kind of things, worldly kind of things, are like blade of grass. Comparing with that higher blissful state, how much joy can we get from all these kind of things? But here we have to understand, we are not saying we should not stay at home and we should not be happy with people. Not like that. We have to be happy with people. All these things will be there. But please understand, the attachment with all these things will create sorrow. Downfall means sorrow only. So please renounce that. And some people will be saying, no, we will be at home and we'll be all these people and still we can continue our sadhana. Enjoying all these things. But please understand, if mind is not attached to them, objects of people, yes, happily can do sadhana. But having attachment with all these things and still you are saying, in the midst of all these things, I can do sadhana, it's impossible. Because mind should be available to do spiritual practices. So, wonderful kind of, we can say, thoughts and wonderful kind of way of progressing in the spiritual path shown by Adi Shankaracharya ji in this sloka. Once we will chant this sloka. Tektva gruherati madho gati hetu bhutam Atme chayopanishadartharasam pibantah Vitaspruha vishaya bhogapadi viraktaha Dhanyascharanti vijaneshu virakta sangha. We will see fourth sloka tomorrow. Okay. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama 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 Sharanam Mama Sharanam Mama. बोलिए श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय. श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. ओम लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु. ओम असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरिः ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरिः ओम.